The honeymoon phase is the trickiest part of a relationship because you're being lied to for for a majority of that honeymoon phase. That's why it's called honeymoon phases, because like the honeymoon after your wedding is a small part of your life. Very small part of your life, very small part of your marriage. Very important because it's a big trip, but that's the trip that everything goes right. You spend all the money to do the nice things, and like it's the most unrealistic type of lifestyle that you live is the honeymoon. And so when you're in the honeymoon phase of your relationship, you're gonna get the most unrealistic version of that person whom you love, who you think you love. You don't even know if you, and that should be the rule with honeymoon phases. You don't say I love you until you know damn well you're outside of the honeymoon phase, because it's tricky. Okay, you say I love you during the honeymoon phase. You don't know who you fucking talking to. That person has been lying to you, and they might be doing it subconsciously. They might just not even know that they're hiding their biggest flaws and that they're people pleasing. You know, you try to. The honeymoon phase is so much it's like relationship adrenaline. You're just so happy. You're just happy to have somebody. I'm just happy she's here. I'm just happy she's here. So whatever she wants, that's cool. Yeah, that'll bother me. Yeah, all right, cool. The honeymoon phase is like, it lasts as long as the new car smell lasts. You know, if I could give you a metaphor, the honeymoon phase is like the new car smell. Eventually, the new car smell stops smelling like a new car. Then it starts smelling like whatever your life smells like. Smells like cigarettes, or fucking BO. Some people just stink and their car stinks. My homeboy's car smelled so bad in high school, and his life was so bad in high school. His car smelled like how his life was going, and we all knew it. He had his car stinks so bad. You want to ride? Nah, motherfucker. I'm walking. I'm walking to school. I want nothing to do with you. But that's what a relationship is. It's the honeymoon phase, and so you have the new car smell. Eventually, it don't smell like a new car no more. Your relationship won't always smell like a new car. Eventually, it starts smelling different. You'll start realizing it. You don't smell. It smells a little different. It smells like shit. Yo, you taking a shit? That's when the honeymoon phase is over. Probably once y'all start shitting around each other. That's a good point. That's a guy. It's like, all right, it's not the honeymoon anymore. That's their honest. You just hear the struggling in the bathroom. Ah! Oh my god! You ever wake up? You ever wake up in the middle of the night? You just hear that shit dropping. Bloop. Yo, is that you? You called me? That's when the honeymoon phase has ended. But that's a beautiful thing, is because that's when you start to realize who that person is in their soul, for real. Who is that person? And that's who you love. That's who you better love. That's why I don't think you should say I love you in the honeymoon phase. You should wait till you find out more about them, you know? You're just happy to have people. That's the problem with the relationship. It's I don't know. I remember when I was in my honeymoon phase, me and Monica, I was just happy to have her. Monica is so much prettier than me. She's way out of my league, so I was just happy to have photos of a girl who looked like that as my girlfriend. I was honeymoon phase will have you doing dumb shit. You start taking pictures of dumb shit in the honeymoon phase. Like I would take. She would be waiting in line at Starbucks, and I would be like, she's so, look how I'm gonna take a photo of her. Click. I got a bunch of photos from when her and I first started going out with each other, just because I was like, I'm gonna hang this one up. You lie to yourself in the honeymoon phase. You know, I was so enamored by her, and by the fact that I had a beautiful relationship. You just start making shit up. You speak how you feel, because you feel this way. But that's not really who you are. That's the tricky part of the honeymoon phase is you feel a certain way that is not a permanent feeling. That's the definition of honeymoon. That's what honey and moon mean. I had made a deal with myself where I was like, yo, I gotta treat her like royalty. And I do. I believe that, and I still try to. But when her and I first started dating, I was saying crazy shit. I was like, yo, I'm gonna buy her flowers every day. I'm gonna buy her flowers every day. Ain't nobody buying that girl flowers every day. I buy her flowers every now and then for sure. But fucking type shit was out. Yo, every day I'm gonna come home. Different colors, man. There's enough colors for different days of the week because she deserves that. That's the honeymoon phase. That's you talking shit, you know? They don't know. And you talk to that person too, you like she would tell me about the people in her life and you know, she was so great, so I only saw the best parts of her, right? Which it makes sense because those first couple months with somebody, they only gonna show you the best parts of themselves. They're gonna second guess everything. They're not gonna get mad. Nothing bothers them. You ever notice that nothing bothers the people that you with those first couple months? Everything's fly. Everything's cool. She would be telling me stuff. She'd be like, yeah, like my parents would be like, oh, you know, you have a temper. And I'm like, they don't know what they're talking about. You don't have a temper. Yeah, who am I to tell her that her parents don't know what they're talking about? But that's the type of shit that you feel like, no, you don't. They would think that about you? What? I can't see you getting mad. Yeah, bro, you only seen her 4 times. That's why you can't see her getting mad. You only seen her fucking... It's ridiculous. But it's a very important part of the relationship too, because that also gives you, like I said, it's like an adrenaline rush. So you do need that because it keeps you excited to stay in the relationship. It kind of pushes you into the relationship. I'm gonna give you a real athlete ass metaphor for the honeymoon phase. This is an athlete. This is a metaphor from a fucking track athlete about the honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase is those first couple steps out the blocks where your head is down and you're just pushing. You're pushing into the floor and your head is down. You're not looking up yet. You're not worried about what's in front of you. You're just trying to get out with power. That's the honeymoon phase. As long as you look down for that straightaway, right? Maybe 10% of it, 15% of it, you're looking down trying to build. That's what the honeymoon phase is. Does that make sense? The honeymoon phase is you're just putting all that momentum into what your straightaway is going to be, whether it be 10 years, 20 years, 1 year, you know? So that's how that works. That's how my athlete brain depicts it. And you might be sitting here thinking, athlete? Yeah, bitch. Varsity athlete. Why was I a varsity athlete? Because I was athletic like that, not because my track team didn't have a lot of students running. Notice how I called them students. I didn't even call them athletes. That was another thing too. There are so many unathletic kids on my track and field squad that we'd be like, oh, that student is going to go ahead and run the... We wouldn't even call them athletes. But if you go into the relationship knowing that the honeymoon phase is half bullshit, you'll be fine. The honeymoon phase is only really tricky when you go into it with those expectations from that honeymoon phase, from those couple months into the whole, oh, they're going to be like this the whole ride. If that's you in for a rude awakening, my friend. If that's you during a honeymoon phase, oh, this dude going to be great. Oh, this person's great. She don't get mad at nothing. She's patient as hell, bro. That's the honeymoon phase. You don't recognize that? Honeymoon phase is the makeup. The honeymoon phase of the relationship is the makeup that she's wearing for the date. That shit gonna come off, and when it comes off, that's gonna be who she is for real. She might be gorgeous without it. You know what I'm saying? She might be a beautiful person on the inside without that honeymoon phase, and that's what you're looking for. But if she takes off that honeymoon phase and you're like, yo, damn, bro, you look just like me. I don't know what to tell you, dog. I mean, some people get real tricky with their honeymoon phase. Some people have been in relationships so many times that they know that the honeymoon phase is their chance to put their claws in you and to keep you. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear. And I know that happens a lot with people trying to get, like, gold diggers, people trying to get a hold of that other person because they got money and financial security. This motherfucker can take care of my whole family. Let me just, for this honeymoon phase, take care of tell him everything he wants to hear. Put my claws in him. I don't think your nose is big. My girl used to say crazy shit to me like that in the honeymoon phase. No, I don't see anything wrong with you. I was like, man, shut up. I know well enough that I don't match you. Things that I don't miss in the honeymoon phase are, the sacrifices that I would make. And that sounds a little selfish. I'm aware of that. That sounds a little selfish to be like, yeah, I don't miss making sacrifices. I still do make sacrifices in my relationship, and I love it. There are certain things that I'm glad I don't do that shit. I'm glad I don't do that shit no more. Like cuddling at night when it's time to go to bed. I'll cuddle you while we're watching TV so long as we're both awake. But to have another person's body laying on top of you while you're trying to go to sleep, that shit is only cute in the movies. And tell me if I'm wrong, but it gets hot. And I don't fall asleep like this. It is not a comfortable sleeping position for me. It's to hold you. I sleep sprawled out. Sometimes I'm turning the other way. Sometimes I sleep like we're fighting. Like you just called me a slur, and now that's my best sleep at night, is to pretend like you called me a slur. Because she likes to fall asleep on top of me. And that's cute, and I love it, and I let her fall asleep. But I pull off, man. I don't stay there. I pull off. I don't. But in the honeymoon phase, when we first were together, I would rock with that, and I would sleep like that in that position, and I would fall asleep uncomfortable. Dudes in the honeymoon phase is all about falling asleep in uncomfortable positions because I don't want to disturb her. I don't want to disturb her rest. She's beautiful. You do a lot of that shit where you look at them while they're sleeping in the honeymoon phase. Oh my god, so beautiful. You start thinking about the future. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna give you everything you want. You're not gonna struggle with me. I'm never gonna disrespect you. Never. Another thing I don't miss about the honeymoon phase is making tostones. I would make tostones. If you don't know what tostones are, in Latino culture, we have these, I'm going to call them bananas. You guys might know what plantains are. The big green banana looking things, those are called plantains, right? You take the plátano and you chop it, right? Little discs. And then you put it in the fryer. Or you put it in the oil to start frying. Fry it once, take it out. Don't let it get too crispy. The first time you drop it in there, it just needs to get moist and a little dark. I'm talking like light skin. Then you take it out, dry it up a little bit, smash it. Don't smash it too much. As you smash it, you're gonna see how it like actually flattens. If it flattens and it's all stuck together, that's good. If you flatten it and there's still like dry crumbs, you'll know what I'm talking about if you do it. If you flatten it and it's still like kind of dry crumbs or whatever, then it needs to go back in for like another 10 seconds or whatever. And you could do that. You could throw it in for a couple seconds. Then once it's flat, you throw it back in and then you fry it a second time. You double fry it. And then you take that, dry that, add some, I add onion powder and garlic powder. You could do either or. Usually the standard way is a little bit of garlic powder or salt or both. But it's a process. But I would do that all the time with her and I, because I wanted to impress her. Look, hey, yo, babe, look what I can make. I could cook for you. I can cook some good, authentic Puerto Rican side dishes for you. Trying to show off, putting in that extra effort. I haven't made totones in maybe like a year, dog. It's been a minute because that's just a pain in the ass. And so that effort that you want to put in goes away after some time. It does. I'll make them again sometime soon, but those that desire that you tell yourself, I'm buy her flowers every day. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make her totones every week if she wants it. Anything for my baby. That voice in your head, that dude not gonna be here in 2 months. That dude gonna be somewhere else. I don't miss vacuuming every day. I would always, every time she would come over, I would vacuum and clean the house as much as I possibly can, and that's all good. And low key, I wish I could get back to that person. Because when you're in the honeymoon phase, the good thing about the honeymoon phase is that it pushes you to be the better version of yourself that you are capable of being. Because you're trying to show that person the best of you, which means you're gonna clean up your house a lot more, and you're gonna do a way better job at it. Start cleaning. I guess I know how to make the bed. I haven't made the bed in forever. I guess I know. Put the pillows here like that. When me and my girl first started dating, shit mattered to me that ain't never mattered to me before in my life. Like I started making sure that all my pillowcases matched each other. I said I'm done with this miscellaneous pillowcase bullshit. That's not who I want to be anymore. I want to be a better person for myself and for my baby girl. She ain't gonna struggle in these pillowcases. I started vacuuming every corner all the time. I would vacuum 2 times a week if she was coming over. I ain't never vacuumed 2 times a week before in my life. But the honeymoon phase teaches you that stuff because you're trying to show off. Teaches me to be more patient. That's another thing too. I was so patient with her, and that patience has run out. I tell her about, yo, Monica, I can't, what you doing right now? I'll get frustrated with her. But in the honeymoon phase, I would sit there and let her do whatever she's doing and just deal with it. Oh, all right, yeah, all right. This is my impression of how Monica takes chicken out the oven, right? Let's say we're about to eat dinner and the chicken's done, and she goes to pull the oven door open to grab the chicken. She pulls the door open. She goes, all right. Did I tell you about at work today? I'm like, yo, girl, grab the fucking chicken. I'm hungry y que tengo hambre con cojones. I'm trying to eat. I don't give a fuck about work right now. I don't give a fuck about work. Let's eat. You can tell me about work while we're eating, or maybe after dinner. Then we could talk. Don't play with my food, woman. But I never say that in the honeymoon phase. I say that to her now. Now she knows me a lot better, and our relationship is stronger because she still loves me. Right back to the beginning. Is that you gotta love the person after the honeymoon phase. After the honeymoon phase, I would reveal myself and be like, hey, turns out I don't like that. Turns out I don't really have a lot of patience for how you tell these stories. And she was like, all right, I understand. I still love you. And I was like, boom, bingo, because I still love you too. I just don't have the patience, but I still love you without the patience. But I do wish I could get back to that. I wish I can get back to being more patient, and I'll try. I think what we should do in these honeymoon phases, anybody in a new relationship or in a honeymoon phase, document, like write down, journal. I love to journal. I journal a lot all the time. How you feel, and things about yourself that you are seeing different that you like. You know what I'm saying? Oh, today I cleaned up, or today I organized, and then in a year, come back to that and let that be your motivation to better yourself. Ultimately, I feel like the honeymoon phase is a beautiful thing. I think it teaches us a lot about ourselves. It gives you opportunity to see a better version of yourself. And it's kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? The irony in terms of like, oh, you in the honeymoon phase, ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't no farting in the honeymoon phase. That's like honeymoon phase number 1. Ain't no farting in the honeymoon phase. I don't know a lot of people that be passing gas in the honeymoon phase. If you could do that, you probably gonna stay together forever. But most people like, no, I can't. I go, I'll wait. I'll wait till she leaves, or I'll go over here and then close the door over here. I can't. But then once you get out the honeymoon phase, you're gonna realize how much gas they be passing. Damn, they pass gas. You pass gas like John Stocks.